Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of a Highland Fling, my Crusader Kings 2 long play. We're picking up from the end of episode 5, as you would expect, an episode which was spent basically on the gentle arts of diplomacy and a lot of weddings. A lot of weddings were arranged in the last episode. So tonight we are going to strive for something more concrete. We are going to try to take the young upstart King Stephen, all of 19 years of age and stuffed with precocious talent and ability. We are going to try and take him onward to claim the rebellious Duchy of the Isles over here on the west. To that end, we have just dispatched our Chancellor, Prince Bodavoj, this amazing Chancellor that we have, to sow dissent between King Gudrod the Fat, this Norwegian petty king, and his vassals in Argyll, in Carrick, in Galloway, and the Isle of Man. Now, taking over this territory is not going to be easy, because King Gudrod the Fat can pull in some powerful allies, both from Ireland and Wales, presumably also the Duke of York, though I can't imagine that he would readily answer a summons. I'm not entirely sure. What is the relationship there? Morcar's sisters. Oh my god. Okay. That is a distant relationship, so we don't have to worry too much about that. There is also the possibility that King Gudrod will somehow manage to draw in the Norwegian armed forces into any potential conflict that we have. That is something dearly to be avoided. So let's let time roll. We're going to conduct this conflict, but we're going to do it in a smart way, as far as that's possible. So we're just letting time roll on. We're going to build my support with my vassals, which is actually looking pretty good. Yeah, I could use some attention here from Ewan, the Bishop of Dornach, and Glenn, the Bishop of St. Macher. But first of all, I have to deal with young Ollie, my nephew, who requires education. Oh, well, coincidentally, I could send him off to Ewan, couldn't I? Try and win over the Bishop of Dornach, though. Oh, I guess because Ollie is my nephew, there's actually there's no benefit there. So let's hand him to someone else. Let's hope that he can one day be proved useful. You know what? Bodavoj can handle it. So my vassals right now, Donald, the Duke of Albany, could like me more. Oh, my wife Ingrid is pregnant. All right. So, for those of you who may have missed last week's endeavors, or last episode's endeavors, I should say, my first wife, Lucia, died at the age of 19, shortly after giving birth to young Jamie and Mary, the twin prince and princess of Scotland. However, we need, as you will know from studying history, an heir and a spare, so we are eagerly awaiting the birth of, hopefully, a new son. You don't want too many because you don't want to create a string of literally entitled, brothers or half brothers and half sisters at this point, I guess. But at the same time, you need to be able to address contingencies. Now here we've got some Viking raiders along the coast of Gowdy. And what will usually happen at this point is that I will raise my armies and dispatch them to attack, and the Vikings will flee. But not this day. Victory is mine. A son was born to Burmund the Dax and Queen Mother Nest of Scotland, named Madog. Well, there's basically nothing good about that at all. Last time I married my mother, Queen Nest of Scotland, the Queen Mother, I married her to a 20-year-old Burmund the Dax, so that he could come live in my court and serve as my spy master. It was only after the fact that I realized that he is only a year older than I am, and everything became just a little bit weird. A message about arranged marriage has been received. Now, where are we? So, Prince Sverre of Norg and Fenella MacAida. Now, she's just occur to you? She doesn't have any particular... wow, although that is an excellent stewardship score. And she does have a weak claim on the Kingdom of Scotland, which will not, of course, be prosecuted. Yeah. Oh, she's the... is that Princess Gruach? Yeah, so she's a distant descendant of the throne. Yeah, why not? Go and be happy with your husband. Why not? So what we're hoping for here is that the Chancellor will be able to... Oh, we have a new daughter, and I forget how many daughters we have at this point. I don't want to start doubling up on names before I absolutely have to. We have a Claire there. And of course, Mad Dog. Well, let's call her Ingrid. It's one thing to double up on names when you're dealing in separate generations. That's okay. Oh, and a son was born to Emmanuel Faliero and Princess Adelaide of Scotland. So that is wonderful, I guess. A new nephew for me. Spreading the Fraser name far and wide. Now what we can also do while we're waiting here is dip into my intrigue menu and actually conduct. I could hold the Grand Tourney. Why can't I hold the tourney? Because my prestige isn't yet high enough. Well, perhaps a hunt, then. Yeah, I think so. Oh, or a pilgrimage. Now, perhaps we can do a little of both. Let's go on a grand hunt and see what we can do. Alright, so we're gaining 5 prestige from the presence of the hunt itself. And this obviously, all of these options open up narrative chains. Our hunting party has cornered a large bear. A small argument among the hunters regarding who should kill the bear has nearly turned into a brawl. I can gain 5 prestige, or I can take a chance of becoming wounded and or maimed. Gaining martial skill, gaining double prestige. I think we'll take the 5. I think discretion is the better part of valor, since his father died so young, so tragically young. A white hart has been seen in the north of Murray. I'm told it's the heart of 10 and the biggest deer ever seen. So I can hesitate, whereby I gain piety. I can send out Constantine. I gain 20 prestige, and Constantine likes me. He is my marshal. Or I can seek to take the kill myself, which gives me those same options as before. Let's send out Constantine. And I gain another 10 prestige. So that was worth it. That gave me a significant bump to my prestige there. And now... Oh, I just missed the window. I was going to hold a feast, but the clock just ticked over to the 1st of January, and that option has disappeared. We will come back to that in due course. Earl Malmer of Athol is still trying to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Albany. I don't really care so much about that, except that he also has a strong claim on the Kingdom of Scotland. I would quite like him to rise in rebellion so that we can spank him, but he's also 55. Oh my god! And as I was clicking, as I was right there, wait a minute, my soul searching can wait. Because as I was investigating, Malmer died and Earl Stephen of Athol has taken the throne. He has inherited a weak claim and the county of Athol besides. He's really nothing that I have to worry about at all. Well, alright. And he has lots of heirs down the chain there, so that's... Although no love is lost between his heir and himself. They are rivals, in fact. Alright. Well, I don't need to worry about Malmor. I took a good look at myself and thought about my weaknesses and strengths. After many hours of soul-searching, I realized I have nothing to be ashamed of. I have many strengths, but more weaknesses. Do I want to aim for humility or pride? Well, I think I want to aim for pride. Being, you know, the guy that he is, striving for ever more prestige, I think pride is entirely appropriate, but I didn't get it anyway. And this is telling me that I can invest in a technological advance. I can actually invest in a few technological advances by the look of things. So let's see what we can do here. Let's up our town infrastructure. That's a fairly straightforward one because I'm also fairly well off right now, so I can do some minor investment. Oops. And I can drive forward some of my customs. I think I'm going to improve my majesty rating, which increases both my piety and my prestige, the natural accumulation of those resources that you get just by ruling, but it also reduces the penalty that you suffer for having a short reign, which eases that transition process when you pass from one king to another. And I'm aiming on building a strong empire. I can't really deal with a succession crisis, so I think we're going to boost majesty there. All right. Now let's see what we can do here in Forest, what we can build. A castle shipyard, a training ground, a barracks, the next tier of barracks. Young Letitia Fraser requires a an education. Let's see here. Adelaide is not terribly fond of me. And I'm tempted to build this complex network of relationships and guardianships here, but I'm not sure that it's really worth anything. So for all that, perhaps I should just leave young Letitia with her mother, Letitia. Why not? Alright, so I was looking at technological advances. I can also... they're building a shipyard in Inverness. And I can certainly see here... Oh my god, Ingrid is pregnant again. Excellent. I think at this point, let's build the training ground. And let's see what effect that has on my military resources. It'll take a couple of years to build, but that's just fine. Everything's going terribly well here. But the more that I can do to strengthen my armies, the happier I will be when the time for war finally comes. Still not doing a great deal of business here with my bishops. I need to cheer them up. At the end of this year, I should hold a feast. My god, another child? 2 children this time. Oh, this was the first pair of twins, Kenneth and Ethne. So this is, yes, Adelaide's and Emmanuel's children. I wish there were a way of streamlining this process, but I think we'll just leave both children with their mother. Why not? And then hopefully I won't have to hear of them until they come of age. My liege, my mission to Caithness has so far been a success. During my visit to the court of Bishop Ewan of Dornoch, I seem to have managed to make him understand what a benevolent and pious ruler you really are. And he sends his regards. Bishop Matthew. Excellent. Excellent. And that is a step toward strengthening my relationship. And that was enough to turn the tide. So now I'm getting his tax income, and I should be getting his military support too. Where are we here? Yes, 152 troops from Ewan there. A son was born to King Stephen of Scotland and Queen Ingrid of Scotland, named for now Torquil. Let me see. So I have Jamie, Mary, Ingrid, and Torquil. Let's add the second son here. Oops. The first was named after the father. The second will be named after the son, although I see now with an E instead of an A. That's all right. We can adopt a more traditional spelling at this point. Good Lord! Bishop Matthew going for the double, persuading Bishop Ewan again that I am a fantastic ruler. Well, that is wonderful. Now we can dispatch him off to Bishop Glenn of St. Macher out there in Buchan. Try and win that guy over too. Excellent, excellent. And my prestige creeps ever upward. I'm putting on almost 3 points per month right now. Mary is afraid of the dark. So I can ridicule her, which gives her a chance of slothful, wrath, and craven. I can try to address the issue which has a chance of trusting, diligent, and craven, or I can let her handle it alone, which has a chance of craven, diligent, and cynical. I think we're going to try to address the underlying cause of the fear. Mary has become trusting. Well, she's never going to hold power, so perhaps it's best that she not be too susceptible to the powers of intrigue. How is Mary coming along? She's a twin, and she is trusting. And young Jamie is just a twin. He doesn't even have that secondary trait yet. So, but he's only 4 years old. There's lots of time to mold the young upstart. Duke Waldeave of Lothian has inherited the Duchy of Lothian, the County of Lothian, from Duke Gospatrick of Lothian. Duke Gospatrick finally has died, has shuffled off this mortal coil, and passed all 3 of his titles on to his... it's probably too harsh to say idiot son, but certainly not terribly gifted. And not possessed of a son, so there could be something of a succession crisis there, though young Agnes Dunbar, at the age of 10, I wonder now how amenable she would be to a betrothal, to bringing in perhaps young Ollie, who is brave and kind and has a decent diplomacy. Let's see if we can't betroth them. No, really, because he would prefer a matrilineal marriage. Now look at this. Oh, he desires a better alliance. Well, I fear I don't have a much better alliance to offer, except perhaps, how about the heir? Oh, the heir, you'll agree to that, will you? There's a 5-year age difference, but that's doable. Alright, let's do that for now. Because if I can... Oh my god, Ingrid is pregnant again. Okay, so Jamie could end up with Agnes, which would help spread the influence of the family throughout Scotland and help possibly secure some of these titles. Constantine has arrested an armed man with ragged armor and a spotty horse. He says the man claims to be a hedge knight, but clearly does not believe that statement. So I can either lose his opinion and gain 5 piety, or lose 5 prestige and he gains 10 prestige. I'll side with him. This is, after all, clearly a bandit. I lose the prestige, but Constantine continues to absolutely love me. Would you look at that? Though he's not a terribly accomplished commander. He is, though, the best that I have at my disposal right now. And that has to count for something. Princess Leary of Scotland is now of legal age. She became a tough soldier. Good God, didn't she, though? See, if only... Wow, 0 diplomacy and 15 martial skill. You would not want to cross her. Now, unfortunately, greedy, shy, proud, brave, and wroth. Unfortunately, I can't appoint her as a marshal, so I need to marry her off. And I think at this point we're going to look for a matrilineal marriage. No, you see, there's no one that I can really bring in who's particularly gifted. That is a ridiculous score, sir. Well, alright then. How does that compare to my... Yeah, there are small improvements, but not a great deal. What is the... Yeah, none of those options are particularly appealing. If we're not going to recruit for... I guess, though, it doesn't hurt. Which of these is the most outstanding? Well, Roger is a hell of a guy. And a 17 in diplomacy is not half bad. Let's bring him in the hope that he can counteract. He's 24 also, which isn't too bad. Let's bring him in. Lady and you would gain 1 prestige for marrying into the House de Leche, possibly? And negative 200 for marrying the relative of a bishop. Okay, guy, I'm sorry. That just isn't going to work out. Okay. I keep forgetting we have to be so attentive to the requirements of rank here. The brother of a count, the nephew of a baron. Now the brother of a duke. Temperate, arbitrary, proud, and patient. Well, there are plenty of worse guys out there. An alliance with Duke Amory the Black. And he holds claim to titles in Champagne and Blois. Let's go for him. Imagine the H is deleted, so that would be Tybalt. As in Romeo and Juliet, perhaps? Sure, why not? Great! Thrilled. Welcome. Welcome. Alright, doesn't hurt to have a guy here. A daughter was born to King Stephen of Scotland and Queen Ingrid of Scotland, named Bide. That's actually a very nice Scots name. Let's keep that in the family. Oh my god, did we just have another pair of twins? Wow. Wow. Alright. Well, we need a... we need another Scots name. Let's call him Rupert. Okay, so I now have... I have 6 children, 2 sets of twins. Christmas is going to be a nightmare. Nothing yet from Chancellor Bodevage, who is striving, I am told. Oh my goodness, however... King Gudrud died and was replaced by Duke Halfdan, the petty king of Suriar. Let me see here. So, okay, so he's still doing fairly well with his vassals, but less well than he was before. Right. Does he have the same allies? He does have the same allies. Right. Okay, well, we can continue to let that go for now. Though his armies are far less capable than they were before. It is time for Jamie and Mary to receive an education. Jamie, of course, is my heir. So I'm going to educate him personally. It's important that he receive the right kind of education. And, is there someone that I can win over with this? You know what? Mary can be taught by her mother. That seems appropriate. Oh wait, not her mother, of course. Her stepmother, yes. Yes. Alright. So we're creeping up toward the 500 prestige that I need to hold the grand tourney. Ha-ha! Oh, dear. Alright. So the Bishop of Iona has caught Chancellor Bodevage. I've lost a little prestige, and the Bishop's opinion of me has... Alright, so I lose more prestige, and Duke Halfdan's opinion of me sinks still lower. That is not quite what I wanted. Not quite what I wanted at all. I think now may be the time to draw my Chancellor home. Yes, some of my relationships here are suffering, so let's... Oh wait, I need to change his job, don't I? There we go. Alright, excellent. He managed to succeed with Bishop Glenn, even though I had just moved him out, so that's great. Wow, alright, Bodevage is back on the horse. He's winning over Waldev, that's excellent to see. The training grounds have been built. Excellent. Stephen is not satisfied and keeps asking for more toys to play with. Greedy, diligent, and trusting. diligent and cynical, humble or slothful. Greedy and slothful. Why would you pick that? What are you doing? Let's teach him some humility and hope that he learns to be humble. There we go. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Great. So we'll keep time rolling on. And let's look into our options here. This Norwegian, unfortunately, a Norwegian Catholic. No chance of excommunicating him. No chance of an invasion, of course, because that's not a valid... yeah. So I can declare war on him at any point. I'm just not terribly confident about my ability to deliver on that war effectively. Meanwhile, though, Bishop Carberry of Elgin, who has apparently just inherited, is a marginally better court chaplain, so he can now do the job. Bishop Matthew has served well, has served long, and can now retire. Jamie has some awkward questions there. We'll work on that in just a moment. Jamie asks, why do people die? It is all part, we will say, of God's plan, with a chance of him gaining honesty and a chance of him gaining pride. He gains the honest trait, which makes him more diplomatic. It's coming along nicely. The son was born to Emmanuel and Princess Adelaide, named Robert. There he is. Oh no, he inherited a weak trait. Oh, poor Robert. No great beginning for poor Robert. Alright, Prince Borovoj is back. After failing so hard up in Sorigar, he must have by now completely won over Waldev Dunbar. Look at that score. That's fantastic. Alright, now you can go and work in Gowrie for a while. I still need an in. I need an edge. I need some means of beginning this conflict in a way that isn't going to pull in your allies. Now, oh, what do we have here? New important decisions are available. I can hold the grand tournament. You know what? I think I should. Let's hold the grand tournament. Why don't we? I will lose 200 gold but gain 100 prestige. All right, let's do it. The tournament begins soon. Now, what I'm wondering is, these alliances, Halfdan's sisters, father-in-law, brother-in-law. So these are all relatives of Halfdan's sisters. These fine ladies here. If Halfdan were to die and his son were to inherit, would those alliances persist? Could I kill Halfdan by plot and then strike? Well, I'm not sure that I'd be able to kill him by plot is one thing. And then strike against his son while those alliances are still fallow? Possibly. Possibly. Let's get through this grand tourney and see how that works out. I still need to repair some of the damages that I have. The church preaches celibacy, and my friends try to lure me into hedonism by showing me the pleasures of life. I can't really decide if I want to enjoy life or wait for heaven. Well, let me tell you, one of these things is going to give you prestige, and one of these things is going to give you piety, and I think we both know, King Stephen, which you are going to choose. Hedonism is the way to go. It is time to let the tournament begin. For the next 2 months, let all show their martial brilliance. So, do I get a benefit for that? Oh no, just pleasures in life. So this is just a narrative event. So let that play out while I keep an eye on my vassals and their opinion of me. Now, Glenn here. Yeah, I still need to win him over. Just a little, just a nudge will be enough to tip the balance there. Yeah, 20 points will tip the balance. Oh, that's Matthew, wait. 3 points will tip the balance with Glenn. My liege, your guest Murdoch has tragically been killed during the tournament. Oh, this is terrible. This is most unfortunate. It is as if I see Ingrid for the first time, her good-natured spirit, the interesting and funny quirks she has, and how lovely she really is. Could it be that I love my Ingrid? You know, I think a little conflicted after the death of his first wife, Lucia, but he and Ingrid, he's only 25, and Ingrid is 24, so they have a long life ahead of them, hopefully. Edgar of Wessex has been crowned the winner of my grand tournament. He truly deserves it. Tybalt, wow, his bravery won him second place. Excellent. This is just all about the prestige for me, though. Is there a third place competitor? There is. Earl Gilchrist of Strathearn fought his way to third place. Bravo, gentlemen, bravo. The tournament is over. It is time to bask in the glory. So everybody likes me 10 points more, which is actually enough to flip. Oh, and the Vikings are back. Let's march my troops down there. I don't really need to raise the troops from up here in the north, but, you know, I don't think it hurts them. So that should have... A son was born to Tybalt and Lady named Godfrey. Excellent. Alright, and we've apparently chased off the Vikings once more. My armies can stand down. So everything's looking pretty good here. I can't help but feel just a little political pressure here would really solidify my position. I have far more troops. His levy reinforcement rate is down quite horribly. And he can still marshal fewer than 3,000 troops. I wonder. Can I turn this around sufficiently? Well, I think Scotland is about as stable as it's going to be. Particularly for the foreseeable future. Every time my son Jamie meets a stranger, he looks like he might faint. He's just a bit shy. Shyness is a terrible curse. I will talk with him. Which at least has no downside. Yes, I'll talk it through with him. Let's see what happened to the lad. Nope. Nothing. He lost all the negative traits that he had, but didn't gain any positive ones. That's fine. That's not a bad place to be. Well, all right. I think the time has come. 1099 is rolling around. My ward, Jamie, is inquisitive and asks so many questions. It is hard to answer them all. I try my best, and for every answer I give, Jamie seems to like me even more. I think we have become friends, my son and I. Excellent. Glad to hear it as another baby heads our way. I'm in love with my wife. My son and I are friends. I mean, there's a horde of other kids running around my palace that I've only met once or twice, but, you know, could be worse. All right. I think the time has come. Unless we are going to wait for Halfdan to actually go to war with someone else, which may not be a terrible idea. Actually, also, if we can keep track of his allies, I guess, none of whom seem to be at war right now. But they're a squabbling lot. Gwyneth in particular is not stable at this point. Oh my god, he just recruited another one. I don't need you to have more allies, buddy. Well, we're going to continue just to tick along here. The assassins spread to Syria, the spread of the Hashashin order. Nothing too much for me to worry about right now. Instead, I have to worry about Mad Dog needing a guardian. Let me see here. Lady. Mad Dog might become Scottish. Wait, what is he now? Oh, I guess his father is Welsh. Right. Okay. Okay, well, in that case, definitely. I guess I can't just ask him to flip cultures. I guess you have to make that decision yourself. Another daughter was born. I have to rename her from Agnes because my son's betrothed is named Agnes, and that would be, well, let's say awkward at the very least. Let us call her instead Jenny. There we go. All right, things are ticking along, but I can wait no longer. I'm going to buy off Glenn for the cost of 42 gold, which is ridiculous. I'm going to buy off Matthew for the cost of 51 gold, which is ridiculous. But I need their additional support. I need their tax income, and I need their troops as we here prepare for war. I could also send 65 to Donald. Let's do that. Let's just really win him over. So we have now the maximum amount of resources at our command. 8,500 troops. We are as ready as we will ever be. And I think what we're going to do... is strike against Argyle. Does that make sense? Oh, these now... Apparently someone was operating under... oh, interesting. Interesting, and all kinds of potential for possible marriages here. They're all Scottish Catholics. Okay. Let us strike against Argyle first, and then we can look at the possibility of fostering some beneficial marriages there. Yes. All right. Some transitions have passed. He is nothing like as beloved as I am and can only raise 2,500. So let us do this thing. Well, we could... see, this is the thing. We can strike against Argyle, or we can strike against Sorayar itself. If we strike against Sorayar, I believe because he holds the ducal title that he will usurp one of the lower tier titles, which is only going to cause more upset. Let's do it. We are doing it right now. Here we go. We are raising our armies. We are calling any allies that we may have to war. Come to war. We are going to marshal in Murray. And we are going to try and get this over with as quickly and as cleanly as ever we can. But not before, of course, finding a guardian for Ingrid. Let me see here. I kind of want to give someone to Gilroy, but that seems like it would be unwise. Dibble, you're new. There you are. Off you go. Oh my goodness, and Douglas Fraser as well. Okay, so we've called in King Cadogan there. And Murchid of Mumu. Okay, so we are going to have a throwdown. Princess Adelaide of Scotland is no longer the guardian of Kenneth Fraser, or the guardian of Ethne Fraser. Whatever has happened. Oh my god. Adelaide is dead. Oh, how terrible. At the age of 29, that's awful. Alright, let us reappoint Glenn, the Bishop of Macher, as our Alright. And we'll very quickly... That's fine. You know what? Mayor Dugald has your best interests at heart, I'm sure. There we are. The cook has prepared a magnificent meal with lots of different fruits, various kinds of meat, plenty of freshly baked bread, and several mature cheeses. I will try to eat modestly, but the food is too good. I will gain the trait of gluttony, or there's a chance that I will, or I will gain the trait of temperance. Let's go for temperance. All right. Now, we have to move quickly because he has other troops inbound. And I need to... My son Jamie makes sure everyone gets exactly the same amount of whatever sweets the cook gives the children. I can make him just or unjust. I'm going to make him just. There we go. All right. All right, 5,000 troops down there. Let's marshal my forces. Now, of course, I'm already besieging, which is a strong position to be in, except that I'm fearful of the armies that may be headed my way. And if he simply marshals a stronger army, I could have a tough time here. I could have a very tough time indeed. He's sieging too, which is awkward. And making better progress at it than I am. Alright. I will marshal my troops. I will see what can be done. Alright, well I have my best men in charge, though none of them are particularly good. Wait. Let's turn around and we'll strike against the smaller army first. Oh good, excellent. Thank you, Budavosh. That's wonderful of you. Oh, he took to sea. You son of a bitch. Alright. I would rather handle his smaller armies. Just cherry pick these victories without any major losses. But instead, let's see what can be done. This is going to be a decisive battle. Princess Claire of Scotland is now legal age. She has become a tough soldier. There's no better time for her to become a tough soldier. That was a fairly resounding victory, and I captured Duke Halfdan of Sodayar. Oh my god, because that means the war is over. All right. Now, I can end the war. I can execute him. I can release him. I can ransom him for 145 gold, which is not to be sneezed at. It will cost me 20 piety to execute him, but I don't think that I care that much. Let me end the war first. I have taken the title of the county of Sudayar, and he has taken the title of the county of Carrick. The war is over, and I have won. Oh, and I guess that I released him. I feel like they've changed the way that works. Oh, I'm getting notifications here of the holy orders are arising. But I took Sudayar, and that ain't nothing. Alright, let's stand down my armies right now. Now, I am holding one too many titles because I'm already holding all the titles of the Duchy of Murray, Buchan, Murray, Ross, and Caithness. Now, Inishgal can... this is... Sudayar has changed to its Scottish name of, Insigal, I guess, at this point in history, but Inishgal now, the islands. So I don't necessarily want to hold this by myself. I think the smarter thing to do is to find someone worthy and give it to them. I can use this as a means of profoundly appeasing a vassal, but also of strengthening my hold on the kingdom. So I need to find someone who isn't particularly powerful, doesn't have connections, who it's not going to hurt me to lose. I need someone without any existing titles, is the problem. And I can't, for example, give it to Bodovoj because then he would leave my court. to go and tend to his own. Now, Hugh... But his heir is the one that married the Prince of Norway, so we're not going to do that. I don't have that many... I don't have that many... Oh, Gilroy Buchanan of Buchan still has that weak claim on the county of Buchan, is yet unmarried and has no heir. That's a little dangerous. Though I guess if I do that and I hand it over, yeah, no, his prestige is terrible. It needs to be someone powerful, but not too powerful. It needs to be someone, someone appropriate. Let me see. I guess I don't really want to lose Tybalt, and I certainly don't, I guess now that I think about it, I don't want to put a Frenchman in charge either. This is a tricky one. Because that person will still be my direct vassal, I guess. So actually, that's a point. Would I lose... I'm not sure that I would lose Bodavoj because he would still be my direct vassal and I should still be able to appoint him. Alright. Well, that's the other option, is that I could appoint the mayor of Stornoway, who's Norwegian. Or I could, at this point, invite some new noblemen to my court, which probably wouldn't hurt either. Let's pick a couple here. Because basically, whoever I give this to, as long as they are not... Did those people just show up in my court? Did I dream that? They normally show up at the bottom of the list, but these aren't, so... Okay, Maldred, I guess, was one of them. Just envious, proud, shy, strong, the genetic trait of strong, and a thrifty clerk. Okay. So if we could arrange a marriage for him out of... Wait, I want to arrange a marriage with perhaps Claire, the Princess of Scotland, who just came of age. No, that's no good. That's no good. Alright, so this is what I can do. I can bring in someone. Okay, wait. Alright, let's scrap this. I can bring in someone to marry Claire. She desires to get married. She has decent statistics, not outstanding by any means, but not too bad. Alright. So I can bring in someone of modest rank. I can take a matrilineal marriage. Wow, okay. Yeah, yeah. No one is jumping out at me here, I have to say. Is that sorted according to rank? Did I remember to do that? I apparently did not. Okay, so, well now, wait a minute here. The High Chief of Gemtland, he's Norwegian. But we're used to that. Oh, I also didn't click the matrilineal button. Alright, let's try that again. Deceitful, greedy, and elusive shadow. A German. Folkhard, which is a great name, by the way. Alright, let's try this. Let's see how this works. So he'll accept that offer. Okay. And then I can pass this landed title of Inishgal off to this guy. I have no idea if that just worked. That seemed crazy. Well, one very dangerous thing happened, which is that if he dies, that now passes to the Duke of Verona. That was poorly handled. I was trying for something there, but I think it didn't work out at all well. Oh, good. Bishop Carby of Elgin now likes me more. Oh, courtesy of Bishop Carby of Elgin. Excellent. Thank you so much, Bishop, for persuading yourself that I'm doing a great job. Now get the back up to Dornach, I think. Oh, let's also, now that we are no longer at war there, that'll be great. Okay, so I cannot now declare war against Halfdan for quite some time. Not until it's another 10 years, in fact, before I can claim another space here. But it'll come, and when it does, I will hound him out of that too. Right now, he is a paltry force, an absolutely paltry force. Yes. All right. I really broke the back of his authority there. All right, so I just need... we're going to try to address the cause of the fear, for that is what we do. And Rupert, too, has become trusting. Excellent. Oh my god, oh my god. You have got to stop getting pregnant. Alright, so, Folkheart here. Is he... No, he's not quite better than my current spy master, but something can be done there. So the first blow has been struck. We're going to continue onward here. We're actually building prestige nicely. Prince Stephen of Scotland, my second child here. I can use this as a means of leveraging some good feeling from my vassals. Though my vassals, of course, continue to love me. Except young Folkheart. Oh, Stephen might become German. No, that is no good at all. Let's go for Ewan, the Bishop of Dornach, instead. Another son was born to King Stephen of Scotland and Queen Ingrid of Scotland. Well, we already have a Rupert, so we should definitely have an Angus. So here I am, with my mighty brood of 8 children. Afric is now of legal age, a charismatic negotiator, no less. So she is my niece, and I need to arrange another marriage for her too. Let's also go matrilineal here. Let's see who I can draw in. Anyone of exceptional skill here? Well, I guess not. Though we can at least reward some of my faithful servants here. Oh, Lennon, of course. Lennon, the son of old Lennon de Inverness, a faithful servant who served in almost every slot in my council. Yes, why not? Let's wed these. I don't care about that because the penalty doesn't apply to me. And she's only ever going to lead a peaceful, happy little life, so that's great. But their children will carry the Fraser name, and that counts for something in this town. In all of these towns. Typhus has broken out in Clydesdale. That is bad news. That is very bad news. Young Earl Maldred. My son Jamie is turning into an arrogant little braggart. I might have to rein him in a bit. No, he has reason to be proud. Pride goeth before a fall. Or God will cure him of his sin. Let's say pride goeth before a fall. We'll see how that works out for him. And he became humble. Excellent. So he is honest, just, and humble. He's going to be a great king someday. Oh my god, Agnes grew up. Reasonable statistics. Nothing terribly impressive, and she hasn't inherited a title claim here at all. Though she, oh, she is the heir, though. All right. Now, there is a possibility that I can bypass. I certainly don't want to turn my attention to England right now. That would be a hugely contentious thing to do. I could, however, try and unify the Celtic kingdoms by spreading my influence west into Ireland, gaining a foothold here. Countess Dunlaith here. Worth a shot, though. Yes, yes, yes. And let's actually take a look here at the... Alright, so I have the claims on the Duchy of the Isles. I have the claim here. Do I have a claim on... Well, that's interesting. Why do I have a claim here? Oh, of course. My mother. Wow, so I can press her claim and she will take it. That would be enormously terrible. That would be just the worst idea. But since my Chancellor is doing great work, but also everyone loves me at the moment, let's dispatch him into Ireland. See if I can't gain a foothold here by fabricating a claim. Of course, I turned around for a minute, so now Ingrid is pregnant again. 3 new children require a guardian because Leary has come home. Whatever happened to Leary? No sign of a... Oh my god, Tybalt was called to be a bishop. Well, alright then, I guess. Well, I don't know, did that just dissolve their marriage? I guess it did. I guess they're divorced now. Well, let's find Leary an appropriate husband, shall we? Someone who will treat her right. I don't know, preferably someone a little more local, I guess, at this point. Oh, there we are, look at this. Lots of young men. James, who is apparently my rival, for reasons which defy understanding. Who are you? Oh, no, I don't accidentally want to marry them. That would be a terribly bad idea. Oh, poor Gilroy. You know what? Oh, no, I would lose the prestige. That's no good. Okay, let us instead take an alternate approach here. Which is simply to wed her to the highest ranked person we can find, like Elif there. I don't gain much prestige, but it's something. And we'll just send her off. Why not, right? There we go. Go have a great life, lady. Duke Loden of Orkney is trying to usurp my title. His Chancellor Ali is supposedly traveling around Caithness trying to find both documents and supporters to help him legitimize a claim on the title. I need to do something about it. I can make him disappear, I can try to bribe him, or I can let it be for now. Let's try to bribe him and see how that works out. Alright, it didn't do anything. Well, let's see what happens if he tries to claim this. That's a point, actually. The Orkneys are held by the Norwegians, but they're currently rated at 7,500 troops, and I myself am in possession of just over 8, which is certainly not enough for a definitive victory, but it's Orkney. And Norway, presumably, has bigger fish to fry, though not, it would seem, at the moment. Well, that's certainly something I can look to. So that little thing there was Ollie, who is an underhanded rogue, but with an excellent diplomacy score. He's very well liked, and I'm rather fond of him myself. Alright, let's see what we can do for you. Let's see if we can't help you. You know, I can highly recommend having a Swedish wife. Though that ambition is dangerous. Content, brave, prideful, zealous, kind. Aloysia? Yeah, those are some excellent statistics. I mean, across the board. Though none of these are bringing with them alliances, which is unfortunate. Yeah. Well, I kind of see Renata as a challenge here. Oh, she's possessed. Oh my god. Alright. She's also a heretic, which would make things all the more difficult. Oh, well, this guy is my nephew. He's going to have a long road to hoe anyway. Let's marry him off to the Princess of Sweden. Why not? Recommended. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So she's now perfectly happy. She's, well, I guess she hasn't quite fulfilled her ambition, but she was getting there. A daughter was born to King Stephen of Scotland and Queen Ingrid of Scotland, named Isla. That sounds like an excellent name. And that, I think, I've reached an hour. This has been a somewhat stop-start episode here, though I have given birth to, or fathered, I guess, so far 9 children. Keeping track of these guys is going to be impossible in a generation or two's time. But most importantly, I have struck the first blow in the war against the Duchy of the Isles. The next will come all too soon. Okay, is that relevant to me? I mean, it's interesting, don't get me wrong, I'm interested. Oh, Lennon and Afrik had a son named Uhtred, so that's nice to see. I'm closing in very, very close here on 1,000 prestige, which I think... Oh dear. Alright, so Marshal Constantine is now wounded. It is possible that that 1,000 prestige is what I'm waiting for. I should also be... Oh, and Constantine died. Too unfortunate. Far too unfortunate. Now, this leaves me with a problem. I have a problem, I have a role to fill, and no unmarried sisters as yet. Alright, Mary is 12. I'm going to have to do something about that pretty soon. That may be a challenge for the next episode, though. I'm just running out the clock now. I want to see if it is possible that I will hit 1,000 prestige, and that will be enough to tip me over to achieve my ambition to become exalted. Let's also see if I can't. Though I had thought Bishop Carberry to be a more reasonable man, his request to be allowed to duel his rival was slightly erratic. Bishop Carberry claimed to be constantly subject to affronts from his rival and asked for permission to defend his honor. So I can allow it, which will make him like me. I can disallow it, which will make him dislike me. I can disallow it, and I can banish the instigator, so I can banish him to Argyle, which I would never do. I presume that if I allow it, there's a chance he's just going to drop dead. But I guess if he's dealing with his rival, that's it. Let me see if I can't hold a grand hunt. That's going to happen out in September. My son Jamie practically lives in the kitchens, the little glutton, so he can be gluttonous. I can talk to him about moderation, or I can pray. Let's talk to him. We talk it through, and he became temperate. He is good at listening, that boy of mine. So we're almost there. We're going to go on a grand hunt. I think this will be the conclusion of this episode, since we're now over an hour. And I feel like we've still achieved very little. This is the problem with playing when you're off on the fringes here. So Letitia Fraser is now of legal age. Where even is she? There she is. That's my niece. So we're going to arrange a marriage between her and the best soldier we can find. It's going to be matrilineal, so that he'll come here. No, that's terrible. That's no good at all. That's just no good. That is not working. All right, we'll leave that for the next episode. We'll work on that in due course. 999 prestige. Let's watch that roll over. And I did indeed fulfill my ambition to become exalted among men, which has given me an extra 100 points, which is very nice to see. But I also get to pick a new ambition. I guess at this point, let's just strive to improve my martial ability, shall we? It is, really quite poor. And on that note, with the first blow taken against the Duchy of the Isles, with plans afoot to begin my conquest of Ireland, with 10, are we up to 10? Still 9. Spawning infants. I think we'll call it quits here. I'll be back very soon. You guys, thanks so much for watching. Good night.